What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report, as well as Joe Boo's day job. Now, here's what I'm asking you guys to do. If you are a fan of the Joe Boo Sports Report, and like insurance, we get insurance in case shit happens, you know? We hope we never need to use the Geico, the Gecko, or get the General. But we get them just in case shit happens. Do me a favor. Sub up to my other channel. Joe Boo's Day Job. Okay? Because that way, if shit does happen, because there's some stuff going on YouTube, then you won't miss us, because we'll just skip right on over to that channel. Alright? Second point. There's one of you guys out there that's going to the tailgate who told me a few weeks ago they wanted to get an end table. And I don't know who that person or whom that person is. And I need to find out, because I want to make sure that they still want it. So if you know who that person is, or if that person is you, please email me and say, Mark, I love my table. I'll be there at FedEx Field, because space is going to be a premium with all the stuff I got to take over there. And I don't want to take this over and damage it if you're not going to be there. All right, so we have some news for the Cowboys. Great news, actually. There was 11 players in the NFL added to the COVID list, and none of them were Dallas Cowboy players. Thank God, or coaches, because we have been hit. We've been hit like a mother humper with COVID. And that's going to be one of those things that could be a determining factor as you go down the stretch, as teams need all of the able bodies that they can get to make it through on that final push, because right now everybody's beat up, banged up, and hurting. So we want to make sure we don't miss anybody due to COVID. And maybe the Cowboys actually have an advantage with COVID, because we've had so many guys who have had it. Maybe the Dallas Cowboys as a team are in better suited chances that they've all got immunity by now. Anyway, couple of things else. Breland Speaks, defensive end on our practice squad. Breland Speaks, who was a second round draft pick by the Kansas City Chiefs, I think in 2018 or 2019. He's become now a journeyman defensive end. He's went from Kansas City, did time with the Raiders, did time in New York, and boy, do I mean, you go to New York, it really is doing time. Time with the Giants. He was on our team before and got released, and has been released again. This is what my buddy Ainsley Battles was talking about. You know, we all want to dream about being a football player, but the reality is, for a lot, you get cut. And you're going city to city. There's no stability in there. There's no guarantees. You know, we all think that all football players are rich people, but the reality is the vast majority of players never get a second contract and never really make a whole lot of money. And when you think about football career being an average about 3 years, it's not exactly in the damage you do to yourself. It's not exactly what you think it's cracked up to be. Again, if you know the person who wanted the end table, let me know, because I'd really like to make sure I get it to them. Next thing, Next thing, Kellen Moore admitted that, you know, we've had some hiccups with the offense lately. We all know that. And he talks about RPOs. RPOs are run pass options. And see, that really came about more than anything else when RG3 came out of college and started running the pistol offense. And what it was basically putting a player on an island by the quarterback running or looking like he's going to run. The defensive end or the cornerback has to make a decision. Do I come up and get the quarterback, or do I stick with the receiver? If he sticks to the receiver, then the quarterback runs. Is going to have a wide open field. If he comes to the quarterback, then the wide receiver is going to be open. It's a no-win situation when you have a quarterback, especially like, say, Lamar Jackson or, you know, Dak when he was running. But I think Kellen Moore kind of admitted that Dak is injured. Because when he started talking about run-pass option, you know, you love RPOs. You know, you say, oh, RPOs. What are RPOs? Okay. Run-pass option. Because, again, you can decide which way is the better route to go for the play. And you can end up basically taking the quarterback and he can become a great, you know, weapon. But when you make the quarterback a weapon and he becomes a runner that is not Tom Brady, well, guess what? Sometimes your quarterback can get knocked the F out. If you don't have a quarterback that feels that pressure and slides, he could get knocked out and get injured or have a freak accident like happened with Dak Prescott. So Kellen Moore was talking about those run-pass options and kind of hinted about that calf and that ankle. That, you know, there's a concern with the calf and the ankle. So I think Kellen Moore just kind of let us know Dak Prescott's leg, that calf, is a little worse than what we thought. And when you watch the game, there was a couple of times the sack that he took, you could see that he couldn't escape like he normally would. And you could see that there was times where you looked at it and said, there's a whole lot of real estate there for him to run, but he wasn't running. So we have to wonder and be concerned with how bad is actually Dak Prescott's calf muscle. You know, you think about Michael Gallup missing what? 9 weeks with his calf strain, and Dak was only out for 1 game. So you have to sit there and say that calf probably never healed, and you know it may never heal completely before the season goes if he's continued to run on it. So that is a big concern. And Washington may get Montez Sweat back this week, and even without Chase Young, in fact, I dare say without Chase Young and Montez Sweat, that defense has actually played a bit better. And right now, Washington, those fans, they're beginning to become trolls, like, you know, the Giants and the Eagles and things like that. They're coming out of the woodwork right now. And I hate to say it, but actually, I don't hate to say it. Some of y'all stupid. Some of the words and things that are coming out of your mouths are crazy. I mean, they really are crazy. You know, I understand that some of you may not have a great football IQ because you've been watching the Washington football team for all these years, and you might not really understand it because sometimes it doesn't look like they're playing football. But come on, man. Don't be stupid. All right, we'll be live streaming starting 8 o'clock tonight because Monday night game was actually a big one, seeing the Bills versus the Patriots. And we'll be talking about the Washington football team versus the Cowboys. Hope to see you there. Peace.